Hey, what is going on, Karasuno family? My name is Mike, and welcome back to Karasuno TV. Today, I'm bringing you Black Clover episode 139, A Witch's Homecoming. We're currently in the middle of some Black Clover filler right now. A couple episodes ago, a handful of episodes ago, really, we finished one of the biggest arcs to date. Asta and the crew, all of the Clover Knights took down the devil that was behind the plot with the elves, turning the elves on the humans, basically the huge build up and everything that the show has been building up so far, and since then reports came out that the anime was very close to the manga, and we've been in filler since then. Canonically in the show, though, Asta and the gang are sort of in training right now. Just all of the Clover Knights are in training, getting ready to fight this huge devil presence that's in the Spade Kingdom. So right now we're in a little bit of filler, and we have been for a couple weeks, which has been unfortunate. But we have been able to dive into each character in the Black Bulls and sort of get almost a little background episode. The episodes haven't been too great, but they still have been nice. It's been nice to see. It's been nice to dive into these characters and get a little bit more background. So last week's was Zora's, and Zora's a great character. Zora's funny. He's definitely one of my favorite characters since he was introduced. So I'm glad we got that episode. It was cool to see. It was cool to see other people acknowledge how his dad, Zara, was actually the first Clover, or was actually the first Clover Knight that was a peasant. I actually didn't know that. I know that obviously a big part of the show is Asta and Yuno being peasant Clover Knights, but they never really talk about who was the first. So we get to see it, Zara. We get to see, how other people look up to him, especially other peasants as well. But this episode, 139, is, like I said, it's A Witch is Coming, and that's going to be focusing now on, I can't remember her name. Vanessa. There we go. It took me a second. I don't know why. But we're going to be focusing on Vanessa, and, I'm looking forward to this. Judging by the preview that I watched last week, it looks like we were hopping, or it looks like she was visiting the head witch in the forest, if you recall, around episode 60s, 70s. We were in that forest. There was a whole arc with that. Asta had a big fight against the Diamond Kingdom. That's when the salamander was defeated, who was taking over the guy from the Diamond Kingdom's sister's body. I'm forgetting his name. My bad. But this should be a good episode. I'm really looking forward to it, guys. But before we hop into that, if you like what you see here, of course, subscribe. That way you'll be able to follow all the latest content I bring you. Notification bell, you'll be notified immediately when I drop that content. And like this video if you do like it. As also, follow me on my socials: Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. You guys know the deal. Keep follow me on there. Keep up to date with what I'm bringing you guys. I'll keep status updates on there. And I would really appreciate any sort of support you could give me. Really, thank you from the bottom of my heart. One last thing, though, before we hop in. Of course, this video is covered under fair use, guys. It is not my intention to stream any sort of anime content to you guys for free or illegally. Please go watch this legally. I myself watch this on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll does a great job of bringing us, a large list of anime, which is truly phenomenal. So to everyone out there, to my subscribers, please go watch that episode on your own legally, then come back, enjoy this reaction that I'm providing to you. And for all the streaming companies out there, know that I'm aware and I am not in any way trying to violate or stream your content illegally. Thank you. But with that being said, guys, let's get into the episode. Black Clover episode 139. Let's fly. Of all of the, you know, beginning recaps that they have, or beginning intros in long-running shonen, One Piece, Black Clover, right, what we're seeing here, I gotta say One Piece is hands down my favorite. Oh wow, so we're hopping right into the episode. And this devil, I believe his name is Megicula? Megicula? Something like that. Can't remember 100%, but I'm fairly confident that's roughly what it is. And we haven't really seen much training, you know. Obviously this is filler, it's not really canon, but there's supposed to be training. And we've mostly been seeing, you know, them sort of relaxing. It's gonna, you know, I'm gonna be shocked to see how everyone gets stronger in these 6 months. It's gonna be tough too, because this devil is really getting hyped up as a extremely powerful villain, guys. Here we go again with the opening. I never skip the Black Clover openings or endings. I usually never skip any, but Black Clover especially, no matter what arc we're in, if it's filler, if it's not filler, they always come at us with these just insanely fire openings and endings. Like the ending too is so good. It's not, I mean, of the legendary status that Black Clover's openings occupy, this is for sure lower on the list, but I think it's partly the time that it dropped. The visuals aren't that interesting. You know, we don't see too much story relevance in the opening, but it's still really great. And the song is just phenomenal too. So she went back to the queen. So the queen is aware of this threat and how he possibly could come to the witch's forest and take them down too. So I think that's why she'll probably be more lenient with Vanessa here and be more willing to train her. That's true. That's a good point. She has a really strong power. Okay, so she's really not as receptive as I thought she would be to training Vanessa here. And what sort of ancient magic is Vanessa talking about as well? I mean, she already has something really strong. Man, her and her conditions. What's she signing up for now? Oh, cool. 2 new characters. I like this. Samantha, Kravitz, and Elvira. Ooh, this seems like... Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, I remembered the security golems from the Witch's Forest arc. So I wonder, are they protecting something? Or is this sort of like a little training run that Vanessa's going to go on, taking them out or something? Oh yeah, that's right. This Witch's Forest does not like men at all. They don't really understand the power of teamwork, honestly. That's what it is here, and that's what Vanessa's gonna hit them back with. How she really, you know, only succeeded back then because of the power of the teamwork, the power of the Clovers uniting. The Bulls, excuse me. That's true, we don't know their magic. Oh cool, she could communicate. That's cool, she can communicate with animals. That's pretty strong. That reminds me of the one student in My Hero Academia. Don't remember his name at all. Illusions too. Where have I seen illusions before? Ooh, Naruto, I remember. It was in Naruto. Was it? I can't remember now. So she's relating them to some of the bulls. That's pretty cool. Oh, she really threw them right under the bus. That's true that she's going to need everyone. Okay, so this is probably the condition. Vanessa has to train these two, and they're probably, you know, like the laziest, the least motivated out of all of the witches in the witch's forest. So the queen's probably testing her, saying, exactly, an impossible task. Train these witches, get them to be strong. When you prove that to me, then I'll in turn, you know, train you. Oh wow, so she sort of sees herself in these 2 witches. That's pretty cool. It's a cool parallel that's being made back when you know, Vanessa was a witch here living in the forest. Oh, this was, she was the one who was married to the guy that Asta was with. Good lord, why can't I remember them? Asta's mentor, if you remember. This was his wife, Domina. They're going to say, yeah, see the hubby. Come on, drop the name, drop the name. Or show us. Here he is. Fanzel Kruger, okay. Right, I remember he had the red hair too. So the queen's even letting some of these outcasts back, right? Domina, Vanessa seem to be a little bit more lenient. Maybe Asta really did smack some sense into her, you know? They're really driving this joke home here. It's funny because, you know, we're supposed to be in the middle of like some serious training arc, right? They only have a short amount of time to get stronger. And then we get these like funny bits in there too. Like, what's the magic item like that gonna do? So Vanessa really knows the territory well, so this could probably help them out a lot. So her plan is to lead the magical beasts away to a new area and hope that they don't come back. Interesting. How did she do that? Hers was sound, was it? No, hers... Oh, illusion and sound. Wow. It ended up working out pretty well. That's a cute little trick that they did. Cool, so they're going to use that sort of combo, right? Vanessa with the threads. I don't even remember the witches' names now, but we're going to get the illusion and then the sound to make this seem like, you know... Okay, cool. So they're making the small magical beasts that the big ones eat and luring them away. That's a good idea. It's not a bad plan, but like, will they stay outside of the territory? Wow, they really drew a crowd. Okay, they're at the end of the line. Let's see what happens. Oh, so actual magic beasts cornered them, basically. They're gonna have to fight to get out of here. What is this? Oh. Okay, so it's just Vanessa making, you know, a big thread monster, string monster. For a second there, I thought she was conjuring one of these magical beasts. That was going to be too cool of a power. You know, something I just thought of, though. They make this huge beast. They scared the now, like, medium-sized magical beasts off. Saved themselves, but isn't it going to send them back to the witch's forest? Let's hope not, right? Ooh, the music is so good, guys. I gotta say, Black Clover's soundtrack, too, is good. This sort of calm, melodic, emotional piece that's playing right now is really good. I really like it. You get emotional, like, thinking about it. It's so good. Yep, and there was Black Clover's classic, you know, the flashback saying, like, I can't let down my squad mates. Classic. Oh, okay. Vanessa's gonna train herself. Interesting. So she's not gonna use the queen's help. Now, the queen's very strong. I think there might be a missed opportunity there. There we go. Vanessa's doubling down. She's showing us how motivated she is to perform at that higher level and train and learn and get stronger to not only, you know, help herself but also to give back to her squad and be a reliable member of the Black Bulls. Oh yeah, Fanzel and Mariella. Mariella, the like diamond spy. That's like his daughter, right? You guys remember that? Wow, she's laying off the booze to even train. Now that's saying something, guys. We know that that's her like character, like little. That's her like tell or whatever. That's what defines her character. And Yami, as always, just being so welcoming with like open arms. Yeah, I love it. Okay, here we go. That was it. We're hopping into the ending too. I'm gonna let this one play out for the majority of it. This one's so good. I really love this animation in the opening. Almost has like a very rough sketch like, almost like a coloring book, but it has some really nice shots in here. That shot of Noelle and her cousin, whose name I'm doing so bad with names this episode. Them getting like changed. This one with Vanessa Charmy and you. Oh yeah, Yuno and Gray. Actually, Gray. It's just, there's so much heart in this ending. Like there's so much you could get from each character just from seeing what they're doing. A couple of the captains of the different squads, Marileona, Dorothy Unsworth, forget her name. This shot of the Black Bulls is so cool. I really gotta screenshot this and add this to my wallpaper. It's so perfect. It's like they're looking out, watching over the Clover Kingdom. I just wish we had Asta in there. And then, of course, the confrontation between Asta and Noelle. Okay, cool preview. A favor for Julia. So who's this one going to be centered on? Okay. All right. Looks like that's it. So for the upcoming episode, it doesn't seem like we're focusing on one Black Bull member. I know that we saw Magna to finish the preview out, but it doesn't seem to me like it's going to be focused on one Black Bull member. I know we saw a couple of the captains in there. We saw a bunch of different characters. We saw a bunch of different locations. So, that at least is going to make for an interesting next episode, filler or not. If we get multiple locations, multiple characters, see what they're doing. But as for this episode, it was good. It wasn't my favorite. Just, and I do like the backstories that we're getting. I do like the character depth we're getting for the Bulls. Vanessa, it sort of fleshed her character out a little bit, sort of, doubled down on what she really cares for and her dedication to the Bulls. But it did seem a little bit derivative too. Going back to the Witch's Forest, it reminded me of that Witch's Forest arc, and a lot of the themes and a lot of the growth that Vanessa made as a character in that arc was sort of mirrored here. So, it wasn't my favorite. There isn't much to say for these filler episodes. It's not like it's like an original story because of the fact that this is a training arc. It seems like we're sort of, rehashing through each character in the Bulls, most of the characters in the Bulls, and reaffirming their dedications to the squad and, different things that they care for. So, it's not bad, and it's nice to, get these episodes with the characters, but I think that I can speak for myself as well as, the whole fan base watching the anime, saying that we're sort of ready to move on. We're ready to get into the next arc or see some actual training. I know that, or at least my impression is that in the manga, right, it did a little bit of training and then it went right on to the next arc. So I'm willing to see some training because I think that it's very relevant to the plot. So hopefully next week, we're getting some promising vibes from the preview. Hopefully next week we go, a little bit different direction and start to move towards that next arc, because that's going to be good, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's called the Dark Triad arc. I think I saw somebody say that yesterday, which is interesting. Triad is at 3. I'm thinking of one big bad and Megikula. So I don't know, but it should be interesting. Well, if you like this video, guys, please be sure to hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And subscribe to stay up to date with my latest content, as well as hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And follow me on my socials, on Twitter, on Instagram, and check me out on Patreon if you so wish to support me. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. I really thank you for watching. This has been Black Clover episode 139. It was a good episode. It was an episode that I enjoyed, but let's hope that we move a little bit quicker into the next arc, an arc that I'm very much looking forward to. So again, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.